Right guys, this is going to be a different type of video aimed at people that have still not obtained Mountaintop and Recluse, since that's the sort of meta right now in PVE to run these two together. This video is aimed at those people that haven't got these weapons but still want to have that sort of playstyle, which you can play like that with other loadouts. Not to say that it's going to be as good, but it's going to be close to. Okay? There's multiple ways to do this, but I'm just going to show you one way in clips, and then I'll brush over other ways of how you could do this. So one way to emulate this playstyle, which I will show you clips of this specific loadout that I'm showing, is to have Huckleberry on and Orewing's Mual. So Huckleberry would act like your Mountaintop even though it's in your energy slot. So this would act as your boss damage weapon, which you'll see clips of. I mean, actually showing you the damage that it does, which is quite a lot for an energy weapon. And then Huckleberry would act as your Recluse, which Huckleberry has things that Recluse doesn't. So there's trade-offs there. This would act as your ad clear weapon. This would act as your boss damage weapon. I'm not going to talk about heavy weapons too much. What I will say is with this combination, you can't use an exotic heavy, so it limits you that way. But it's not a problem. Grenade launchers are the meta right now, so you just put on a heavy grenade launcher with spike nades. As long as spike nades is on it, then you're good to go. Of course, your Orewing's Mual, that's going to need spike nades on it as well, which is obtained via Iron Banner. You're going to want to put a boss spec on it for that 8 to 7% increase of damage. You want that on there. All the other perks don't matter too much for PvE purposes. As long as you've got spike nades on, you're good to go. That'll act as your Mountaintop. Huckleberry will act as your Recluse for ad clear. And the thing with Huckleberry, like what's the perks that's on that? Is ricochet rounds, rampage stacks to 3 times. It's a 65% damage buff compared to Master of Arms on Recluse, which is 150 for body shot damage. So it is a lot less, but there's other things that you can basically get a kill, and that will reload a part of your magazine. If you have the catalyst, which I advise that you need to get to make this weapon more consistent, so when you get a kill, it reloads the entire magazine. Okay? You're going to find yourself rarely reloading with this weapon. Without the catalyst, you are going to reload with the weapon occasionally, depending on how you're playing. Not only that, you're going to need the orb generation as well for a certain perk that I'm going to list coming up. So this is going to be like your loadout. In terms of what subclasses you could put that with, first of all, hunters. This is going to be no good for hunters, since if it's solo play, it's going to be no good for hunters because you can't have automatic reloads with a hunter. You can only reload once, dodge, that's it. And for grenade launch to be effective and to be, you know, burst damage, you need either a rally barricade or a lunar rift, one of the two, to make them effective. In team play, hunter's going to be fine, you can run this loadout, but solo play, no, you're not going to be able to. A titan's going to be fine because they've got rallies. Warlock's going to be fine as well because you've got lunar's boots. Focusing more on warlocks, the two sort of builds that I would run with it is Voidwalker for bottom tree, Devour. You could also run Empower and Rift to help out your Orewing's Mual, so you get a damage buff for that. And you Devour, combine that with Huckleberry, which you'll see in the clips, gives us instant health regen. No, I don't have to reload, so I'm getting infinite ammo, so I'm able to clear out red bars, like waves and waves of them, no problem, and solo as well. So that's one playstyle to do with it. Also, another thing is that obviously you're going to want Well of Radiance sometimes as well, since Well of Radiance is a bigger damage buff than Empower and Rift. So if you are, for whatever strat you're doing or whatever you're playing, if you need Well of Radiance, you can still play with Huckleberry aggressive, just like a Devour tree. Just means that you would need a certain perk. It's not going to be as effective, but it's still going to work. And you're going to have a Well of Radiance for your Orewing's Mual for when you need to do boss damage, which again you're going to see in clips of showing you what sort of damage it does. So the perk that you're going to want to combine with your Huckleberry is Recuperation. So Recuperation, each time you generate an orb off a double kill with your Huckleberry, you're going to get an orb of light, right? You're going to get health back. So when you're playing super aggressive, which that's what submachine guns are for, right? To play aggressive with ads, you're going to get your health back off each double kill. So it's going to be like a mini Devour. It's not going to be as good as Devour, but it's going to be a mini one. So that's a trade-off there. You're still being able to clear out rooms and then have a Well of Radiance for your boss damage. Okay? which you'll see clips of that at the very end as well. So that's the two sort of ways that you can do that. In terms of mods, that's an important point, and it's a drawback to Huckleberry. You can't put any mods in it, which I hope they change in September. They need to change all this. Okay, so you can't put a mod in it. That is a drawback. Also a drawback that it's an exotic. You can't put an exotic heavy on, like I said earlier as well. In terms of Orewing's Mual, the drawback is that it's an energy weapon, so it does 10% less damage than a kinetic weapon. Okay, but the trade-off is that you're having a grenade launcher that does 10% less, but you're having an OP submachine gun on. Okay, that isn't Recluse, because obviously you don't have it video aimed at those people. So that's the trade-off with it. So it's still super powerful. You're going to see that. Other ways of doing this loadout. Okay, so these other ways, for example, if you have a malicious birthright with spike nades on, you're going to do 10% more damage than Orewing's Mual, since it's a kinetic weapon. You're also going to be able to pair that with other weapons. So that's going to be your substitute for Mountaintop. You're then going to put that with, say for example, you're in an arc activity. Say for example you're in Shattered Throne solo at the boss. A lot of arc damage in there. You could put on Risk Runner, Malicious Birthright as these two slots, and that would work well. As long as your Malicious has spike nades on. You would have to farm Lake of Shadows when that comes up to get your Malicious Birthright, which I don't have a spike nade one. If you didn't want Risk Runner on, say you wanted a Legendary SMG on, then perks to look out for. I mean, I'm not saying I have god rolls here, but multi-kill clip, that's a really good one. That's a 100% damage buff. Surrounded, that's a 40% damage buff. What else we got here? Swashbuckler. Now Swashbuckler is interesting because it's Rampage times 3 at times 5, so it stacks up to 5 times, but you can instantly get that via a melee, which promotes submachine gun play because you next to adds. You see, get a melee, you get your Swashbuckler straight away, and you get a 65% damage buff, just like Rampage times 3. That's going to be strong. For example, if you don't have a god rolled SMG or you don't have a good one, just go and farm Callous Mini Tool in the menagerie, wait till you get a good roll, a one that you're satisfied with. Okay? Like I say, I'm not saying that these are god rolls, because I'm not suggesting that. I'm just suggesting that there's other ways to do it. Say for example this was a god roll, that would be a way of doing it, okay, to emulate the Mountaintop Recluse playstyle. So that's basically the gist of it, but in the clips that you're going to see coming up right now, we're going to have on Huckleberry for ad clear, which is going to be later on. You're going to see a lot of boss kills with Orewing's Mual on to show you the sort of damage, with Well of Radiance for that, and then with Huckleberry it's going to be recuperation with Well of Radiance, and then it's going to be a Devour one as well. Yeah, so that's the gist of it. First of all, we're going to do the Orewing's Mual clips. This is showing you killing bosses solo, the damage capabilities of it. So we're starting off with just general well bosses, do a Well of Radiance and then power buff, to show you what sort of damage it does. Quite a lot. Like I said, all these clips are solo as well, never in a fire team. Of course, you could run this loadout in a fire team as well. I have to say that. Another well boss, showing you an idea. The idea is to show you a variety of different bosses, just to people can see. I mean, Mountaintop would be similar to this, but obviously Mountaintop would be better. And him. Now we're going to move on to strikes. Now Void Singe was active while I was doing this, but Void Singe isn't that much of a buff anyway. Same again, we're doing a Well of Radiance. Just melt him down. Didn't quite one phase him. I'm sure I could have missed a couple of shots, but like I said, just giving you an idea. So I'll wait for him to come back down. I'll finish him off with my empowering. On a hunter, of course, a hunter's going to struggle. It's not going to be able to do this sort of play. A Titan could, without damage buffs, of course. I'll do an empowering to finish off this guy. And we'll move on to another strike. So Void Singe was active on this one as well at the time. Just common nade launcher. Another thing you got to think about is that Boss is just an energy weapon, you know. You've still got a power weapon as well. You know, say you're fighting a boss that's more tanky than this, then you know you could use this and your heavy weapon. That's a lot of boss damage you're going to be able to do. Okay, so now we're moving on to a Nightfall boss. So I do a well radiance and power buff off the Minotaur. I was quite surprised by this clip that I could one phase this boss, since he does move and whatnot. Rather than trying to map him, this is the thing where Mountaintop could have done this. Mountaintop could have done it from the first Minotaur. That is a drawback to this weapon. It's not as consistent, but on bosses that are stationary and big, you can have more success with those. That's the end of him. Now we're on tree of probabilities. Getting power buff. There's quite a lot of damage, plus this boss goes immune within like 9 to 10 seconds, so that's like 10 seconds worth of damage there roughly. That's quite a lot. Now we go ahead and finish him off for another well. Then we can move on from Nightfall. So next we'll go to, I think next clip was, oh, I had a tank as well. This was showing you with no buffs at all. So I only had a healing whip there, which still did a lot of damage to the tank. So now this is a Shattered Throne clip. So this is me doing a Well of Radiance. This is solo damage. Do my power buff and this Erwin's Mual. As you can see, it's doing a lot of damage for an energy weapon. One phase in it. I do end up running out of ammo, but you can see it's like 80%, so I just finish him off with everything else. If I had more ammo on the floor, definitely could have one phase that with Erwin's only. Like I said, just to give you an idea. So this is Menagerie solo. This isn't in a fire team, which is possible. You can go into Menagerie solo on PS4. You can do it on other platforms as well. Effectively, I just do a well arranged in mid. I got an empower buff, and just put as much as I can into him. These bosses are obviously going to be more tanky than the bosses prior, so that's why I'm kind of stepping it up each time. That was the Crystals boss. It's now the Gauntlet boss. Effectively the same boss prior, but the cleaner sort of damage phase. Now the are other buffs going on here, so I had Strike and Hand on. I had the Class Armor on for the Well of Radiance for solo. That's buffing me as well. Like I said, all these clips are solo. Okay, so now that's giving you a good idea of all the boss damage clips. On this one I'm going to show you Huckleberry, so from now on just Huckleberry clips. This is a Devour plus Huckleberry combo, so this is me on the Hunted, Menagerie solo, just collecting plates, showing. I mean, the only reason why I'm doing it on this, in this section, is because there's a lot of thralls, so it's a good indicator of the amount of ad clear that you can get with this weapon. You're effectively unkillable. I can easily collect this plate, don't have to reload my weapon. Obviously I've got Catalyst on as well, Huckleberry. I just thought that would be a good clip to show the potential of it. Okay, so now this is Menagerie, still. This is the lamp section. So this is just like a little snippet of it. Not the whole thing. And as well, they can hit quite hard, but as you can see, not a problem. And it still emulates sort of Recluse plus Devour sort of playstyle. Of course I'm not going to get that Master of Arms style damage, but I'm still going to get a Rampage ×3, which isn't bad. Plus I'm only dealing with red bars, so... This clip right here is from Hallelujah. This is the phase of the fight where all the ads rush you. I thought this was a good clip to do of mowing down with Huckleberry and Devour. So instant health, instant reloads. Not having to reload, sorry. You can see all the orbs I'm making and just the ad potential it has. So on this clip, this was from Pyramidin.io. So this is just a similar sort of clip of me clearing out just about the full room quickly. That's the thing about it. On the clips coming up, I'll show you effectively this done without Devour Warlock. So done on Well of Radiance, so that you have your boss damage rift while having the aggressive play and health regen on Well of Radiance on the subclass. See here as well, with Rampage ×3 with the Huckleberry ripping down the shield still. Even though these are low tier ads, you know, it's still pretty decent. Just another clip in one and nothing. Just clearing out the full room effectively, same again. So the clip after this showing the Well of Radiance. This playstyle is good as well for generating your super quickly. Of course there's things in the game like Bad Juju where you get your super quick, but this is a quick sort of super regen as well. Plus no reloads, no downtime, just mowing down ads. There's a good amount of damage on orange bars. Even though it's not as much as Master of Arms, the Rampage ×3, it's still decent. So this clip is Hallelujah again. So I pop my Well of Radiance so that I can pick up orbs. That's important. If you are playing aggressive, of course you need to have used your Well of Radiance. But you could use the Well of Radiance in combination with your learner boots anywhere on the ads. But this is just trying to show this without the well. As you can see, if you just keep notice on my health bar, this keeps going up and up. So it's still like Devour, like a mini Devour, like I said. And this will be the last sort of clip, just showing the same thing that Hallelujah did. Showing that clear waves of ads and be pretty much safe as long as you're allowed to pick up those orbs. That's the gist of the video anyways. That's just me suggesting to those that haven't got Mountaintop or Recluse, you know, there is other ways, other playstyles in this game that you can do to still play in that way. That was the video, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.